stand before you today to apologize. The system has failed you. I have failed you. I have failed to help you share your talent with the world when the world needs talent more than ever, yet it's being wasted every day by an educational system steeped in tradition and old ideas. Well, it's time for a new tradition. It's time to realize talent isn't just in schools like this one. It's everywhere. It's time to use technology to rewrite the rules of education. To learn how you learn so we can teach you better. It's time a university adapted to you rather than you adapting to it. It's time for a different kind of university. It's your time.
All institutions that are part of the globalized and interconnected knowledge society should find the courage to reinvent themselves through the internet, the most powerful platform in history. Universities should be at the core of the interconnected knowledge society. They should be the active protagonists of development. They should supply the tools to make people capable of interacting in the global squares of the web within respect of cultural, religious, and political differences. The transformation of the university is no longer a possible option, but it is more than ever an unavoidable imperative. A generational clash of enormous scope is emerging within our institutions. Criticisms to the university advanced between the end of the 80s and of the 90s can be defined as waiting ideas, waiting for the new web and for a new generation of students, the digital natives, able to effectively put in question the old model. At present, there are very interesting facts going on worldwide. In some prestigious American universities, a new idea of global education is starting from the bottom, and recently in Europe as well. Many universities are tearing down their ivory towers and using the most powerful platform in history, the web, to make their contents available to the widest possible audience. MOOCs' positive and negative aspects. MOOCs have quickly become very popular in the media worldwide. Even if, on the other side of the coin to this success, there are the dropout rates in the attendance to these courses. I think that we need to place the MOOCs in a proper historical and cultural setting. They can be considered as new encyclopedias democratizing the access to knowledge. They offer contents that can promote the development of professional skills required by the global labor market. This is certainly a very valuable element. However, without a strong supporting system, without a new organization and pedagogic structure, we cannot think of replacing the university as such, as a place in which we cultivate the life of the mind. The Internet, a new renaissance for the university. In order to build an infrastructure for the 21st century higher education, we ought to add a technological infrastructure allowing to easily develop a new model of knowledge production and delivery to the university's physical structures. It is possible to actually create a network of knowledge alliances by establishing consortia among the universities of different areas of the world and companies. Consortia between universities and companies promote the development of a network capable of meeting the educational needs of a globalized and interconnected society. Research for a new model of university. The commitment of Uninettuno in conducting research work with and about new information technologies is constant. The university itself is a true research laboratory, in which hypotheses on the new methodologies and languages to be applied and the results achieved by the students in their learning processes are analyzed. These results are continuously assessed by scientists of various fields. The teaching and learning model implemented in the didactic cyberspace of Uninettuno's internet-based platform and its organizational model of the educational structure are the outcome of these research activities. The design and realization of the cyberspace of the educational platform is based on a systemic approach. All the disciplines of the various degree courses include digitalized video lessons, indexed and connected by multimedia links to texts, exercises, and virtual laboratories in order to promote the transfer of knowledge according to different modes. The interaction between students and teachers coming from different countries of the world is at the core of the entire educational process, and jointly they develop collaborative and constructive learning. Thanks to this psychopedagogic model, ethics in the use of the web develop, which allows to recover the value of the presence of a teacher, which, on the contrary, the web tends to disregard. Actually, a new telematic teacher's tutor's profile is proposed, who, as Socrates did by maeuetical art, guides the student along his learning path, also in the distance model, and teaches him not only how to do things, but also how to be. The richness of cultural exchanges in the educational virtual spaces among individuals belonging to different backgrounds was not foreseeable only a few years ago. Today, Uninetuno's students come from 140 different countries of the world. Of course, having realized an educational platform which is unique in the world in 5 languages, Italian, English, French, Arabic, and Greek, and ready for delivering educational contents in further languages, made international relations much easier.
What I learned from this experience is that I always have to think with my own head. A model of cooperation for which Italy should pride herself, says Egypt's educational minister. 48 out of 50 of us have already found jobs here in Cairo.
Academic Alliances, a global strategy for building the future. In the present historical time, more than ever, I think it is essential to enhance the cooperation in the fields of university and research. The dialogue between scholars and representatives of the academic world, the harmonization of higher education and research programs, the students' and teachers' mobility represent the unavoidable path to be followed to make intercultural dialogue become part of the everyday life of all of us. We all should be aware of the fact that realizing internet-based educational contents and models, jointly with several universities, is strategically important since it allows to develop the knowledge that helps all citizens to consider cultural, religious, and political differences as a richness for humankind, and not tools of conflict and war. We cannot remain aloof from the conflicts taking place in any country of the world, since by now, because of globalization, they will have a stronger and stronger effect on our freedoms. This is the reason why I am personally committed to creating, through Uninetuno, contents that may be useful to fight against illiteracy in some Arab world countries, where these rates are still very high, as they are in Morocco. I designed and realized a course for teaching on television how to read and write Arabic to the Moroccan adult population by using a new pedagogic didactic model. Within this video course, for the first time in an Arab country, they teach Arabic making no reference to the Quran. Further to a careful analysis of the contents carried out by the political authorities of the Kingdom of Morocco, the course was accepted and, even today, it is being broadcast in the Moroccan television network since it actually reduced the illiteracy rate. Past experience confirms that it is possible to share with the universities belonging to different political and cultural backgrounds even common paths of reflection and thinking. The interconnected intelligences of the teachers and students of the northern and southern shores of the world will build new knowledge and develop a network of competences and expertise, not based on the imposition of the cultural models of the one or of the other, but on the confrontation among cultures and among educational contents. We created a true laboratory for intercultural and interlinguistic cooperation to develop a new virtual area in which we teach and learn to make young generations become protagonists of change. We must all be aware of the fact that this cooperation allows us to create new balances between unity and diversity. the unity of values and of traditions that memory leaves for us, and the diversity of cultures and languages. A new model of university that moves under the open skies, with no boundaries, where we build competences for development and lay the foundations on which to build the future together.
Grazie.